Testing. 2, 3. What's up? You can actually see my mic? Oh, wow. What? Wow, that's a lot of range. Hey, what's up, man? Alright. See the mic. Be the mic. Bruh. I made it. I'm late. Sorry, but I had to sleep. I literally was sleeping until 20 minutes ago. I woke up earlier, then went back to sleep. Very taxing. Very taxing weekend. Astrobate, how are you? Chess makes you crazy. The end. And I'm streaming with a stuffed animal. So, you know. Yeah, I know. Dude, what the hell is this guy talking about? Study? My studies? Yeah, dude, how did it make it that? That's weird. No, I just left out the 5, bro. Thanks. You bought us my new study for next week. Correcting me. Oh man, I had interesting dreams. The crazy dreams. Alright. Crazy dreams. Trying to piece together my crazy dreams. What's up? We're taking rapid challenges. 7 plus 5. Short stream. I guess we could stream till about 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. We got 2 hours. Usually I do 2.5. 2.5 in the morning, but we're starting late. United Kingdom. Why does my computer do keyboard United Kingdom all the time, by default? It's weird. Alright, Shaki. Maybe because of my region, like people in Hungary use United Kingdom keyboard. Shaki Knight 87. Knight 87. Knight 87. Shaki 987. 90210. Alright. Another actor from Beverly Hills 90210. RIP. You know you're getting old when the actors from 90210 start dying. Just a little bit older than me. That's kind of scary. Alright, Shaki, what's up? Let's play. We missed Schumacher, I think. I was dreaming about chess-related people. You won 1 and lost 1 and hold on 2. That nap after sleep is hard to wake up from. Well, my best sleep is always in the morning. There was a sea of like little kids who walked by the window of my apartment, like a never ending. At like 9 a.m. this morning, there was some kind of little kid parade down the sidewalk next to my bedroom. So that was cool. Before that, there was this car that was like being towed away, but it took like 20 minutes. Then there was a trash truck before that, and now there's an ambulance. So I love this new place. You know, I can't wait to sell and get out of here. All right, Chucky. There was like never-ending waves of little kids like blah 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 walking by when I'm like desperately trying to sleep. There must have been some kind of gathering of Rugrats. I saw some of them had little like participation. Maybe it was the Iowa caucuses. I don't know, man. they're like little Ron DeSantis walking by, with their participation certificates. The Kraken to wake up with. I love me some Kraken. Chess riddle. Literally like 1,000 little kids. I mean, normally there's like a kindergarten class or something that walks by, and that's fine. But this was like one wave and then another wave, then another wave. There must have been like a massive gathering of Rugrats. Exactly when I was trying to go back to sleep. I have like pillows and clothes and shit like blocking the window so I can try to block the noise out. But nothing will stop it. Nothing will stop it. I do a pretty good job. But it was just ironic, There's never been a parade of little kids. I swear to God. Like, I've lived here for half a year now. And there's never, ever once been a parade of little kids. Just today. Just to get me. Because it's Monday morning. It's not like, if every day there was a parade of little kids, I would be like, I would develop an immunity to it or something. And cars breaking down and having to be towed away. I thought somebody was like screwing with me with like aluminum ladders outside, and it was this like flatbed tow truck. But they couldn't get the car on the flatbed somehow, so they had to like pull it after like messing around for like 25 minutes. They ended up pulling it with like a rope or something. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you could have done that in like 5 minutes. Oh. No, I always sleep with earplugs. Dude, this is like, yeah, I always sleep with earplugs, but I can't find earplugs I like, so I just use like cotton. But it doesn't block the, I'm going to file a lawsuit against 3M. Like the former service members for the earplugs that didn't work. They're suing 3M for like tinnitus. Dude, you can't even prove you have tinnitus. Because I have tinnitus. And you can go to like a hearing center and they could never know if you have tinnitus or not. I wanna have like a lawsuit where I claim I have tinnitus and prove that. Like, I dare you to prove you have tinnitus. No, but they have like hearing loss and stuff from the earplugs. Like $1 billion lawsuit against 3M for for supposedly earplugs not working for the military. All right. I'm just all over the place. I'm like a well of knowledge. I know everything. All the latest lawsuits. Maybe it's a holiday here or something. I don't know, man. I'm just waking up. Man, yesterday I was rocked. I was just totally destroyed. I was so tired, but not hangover tired because I didn't drink alcohol. Just tired. And then Monday morning is always rough in the first place. Yeah, no, earplugs are mandatory, man. I could probably use a blindfold too. I've slept with blindfold. I don't have one now. Feb used to do blindfold. We stayed at some tournaments together, and he always swore by the blindfold. But for me, the earplugs is more important. I can put a pillow over my head, Too much information. So, G takes F6. No, I don't want to know what your wife uses in bed, dude. You've been in the military. You only have one in. You need to ear with a radio on the other ear. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact deal with the lawsuit against 3M. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's kind of pointless, right? But at least you could have like one ear left to hear with Chess Riddle. Hopefully that's the idea. they need to design like smart earplugs that that could maybe like act as a earplug and a receiver. So imagine if you had an earplug, right? That on one side had like a little speaker on it, you know? That would be perfect, right? Like earbuds that are earplugs at the same time, you know? But yeah, you'd have to. Probably the shit exists. Radio trolls. Yeah, radio hackers. This is radio. Netta, do you like Shellac? That's a band I was into for a while. What's the name of that song? They were awesome. Steve Albini is awesome. Oh, you've seen us so many times. Are they still touring? Shellac was awesome, man. Alright. I'm so jealous you got to see them. Speaking of earplugs. Seeing a lot of rock shows is good for your ears. No doubt. The End of Radio. Is that the song? This is the end of Chess. The end of radio. The end of chess. Chess makes you crazy. The end. That doesn't sound fun, Chess Riddle. Man, my apartment is just the audio disaster. I'm like too close to the street. I didn't really think very much before we decided to move here. Big mistake. So, what do I say with chess mistakes? If you make a mistake, you've got to be willing to admit you made a mistake. So, I made a mistake. First step is admitting that you have a problem, right? And this problem, in this position, I might have multiple problems, but at the same time, it's very dynamic. I'm on the fence about this move, though. That's probably... Dog, shut up. I think my windows, they look modern, but they're actually not very noise preventing. My Dark Square game looks great, right? But the other one, I don't know. Yeah, no, we're alright. It's just like my development is the problem. Like I have a winning position structure-wise. Winning a little exaggerated, but I have a very good structure. Just lack of development. Yeah. What the hell is that? Then you get these like dicks who like stand under your window like talking really loud on their cell phone and stuff. You know, I mean just every kind of annoyance is just out of control. I'm like, I'm playing chess up here. The car door slammers. Move 11 did an AI. He got AI to do like a comedy skit about like car door slamming, and it came up with like the idea of doing like a Seinfeld skit on. It sounds like something they would have done in the city, you know. I have these people who they like slam the same door like 6 times. Yesterday I actually had like a stare down with this guy. He made so much noise I had to like open the window and like look out, and he could just feel me looking at him. Like I really didn't make much noise. You know, you that feeling like somebody's. You ever get the feeling like somebody's looking at you? They probably are, you know. All right. Shockey though, he's pretty pretty durable. But I just stared the guy down, but he looked like he was ready for a confrontation. He slammed his car door like 6 times. Finally, I opened like the shutters and like looked down at what the fuck is this guy doing. And you know, nobody has an idea like why I get so irritated. I had issues in America too, with neighbors who were really, really loud. And no one understands, you know, they don't understand. Like, nothing in normal life requires total silence. They don't understand why I'm so crazy about the noise. Dude, it's like chess makes you crazy. That's part of my theme today. But Shockey's pretty tough, man. I love chess, but it's made me crazy already. But, you know, I'm not only playing chess, I have to do audio recordings, and just thinking is hard, you know. The average people are like, why are you so sensitive about the noise or whatever? I went through this psycho period where I was really irritated with everyone over the board years ago, and I would like shush everyone. Yeah, you can overdo it and look for and then, you know, it doesn't bother you until you're losing, and then it really starts to bother you. You can tune it out if you have a winning position, but when you're in trouble, it's not a joke anymore, you know. No headache today? I didn't drink, man. I mean, I've had 2 glasses of wine in the last. I drank 2 glasses of wine this weekend. I mean, there's nothing to do with alcohol. I'm basically not drinking much, you know. I had a glass of wine last night and a glass of wine on Saturday night after my 13-hour poker game. I normally don't get headaches. I think I had proper sleep last night, this morning, whatever, eventually. Sometimes I wake up and I like don't want to wake up, but I can't help it, so I have to wait till I can go back to sleep. So I'll play some anonymous Blitz games. Just for example, he just resigned here. What I like about Shockey is that he's not a computer. You know, my favorite thing about him. He's definitely not a computer. He's definitely human. Check out this game. I should really do like Art Vega and just play like games, rated games, where we have games and then analyze. But you know, Shockey's one of the first players to play the critical like Bishop G5. So as we can see here, the Macedonian Swedish Cicak has played the Kraken before. Manuel Berg lost with white. While Bishop G5 might be a good move, I don't think white should rush with the E5. So E6, believe it or not, is very connected to E5. It's kind of like, well, one of the main reasons. Now, I had some games already where this stuff has happened. E5 is a mistake right away. Yeah, F4 would be best try. Walt Whitman. In relation to the poet. So what about queen h5? You don't have to go insane, of course not. But e5 is bad. You know, you should play f4. Okay, let's see. So e5, h6. What, the computer doesn't like my h6? Should I take? I had a game once, right? I messed it up. It was something like take, rook takes. I've had a bunch of games like this already. I could do this and then play h6 or even knight d7. You know, this is the point of a6. Like, you can't come here and you can't come here. And I'm aware that there's a mate on d8, but your pawn there. The problem with this is that white can defend the pawn with f4, I guess. So one thing I've done in the past is a lot of h6 and then take. And so I was expecting you to play bishop h4. Well, I mean, I think this is the first thing you have to consider. Bishop h4. There's no knight h5. See? So it's not one of these, like, I go here and go here. You know, I can't do that. So I have to take on e5. Then you take on e5. Then I trade queens. Then you take with a rook. And now, I guess here I have a choice. I can go here, but that's lame. Because after f4, white's position seems reasonable. It's still unclear. I mean, I could play g5, for example. But what I would normally do is g5, and then if you go back here, I go knight h5. And I don't know what's happening here. The engine says white's a tiny bit better. Well, actually, more than a tiny bit. Did I make a mistake? Oh, wow. So this is interesting. Knight h5 is a mistake here. Is it possible that I made another mistake? Yeah, I should just forego g5. This is very interesting. The temptation is to hunt that bishop down, but it weakens my position. So I should just play knight fd7, allow f4, and take my chances. Playing g5 now. So I would have thought the other way. This is actually pretty interesting. Yeah, but I think, yeah, it's 0-0 here. Well, no, it's interesting. Yeah, bishop f6. Okay, this is the first game I've had where this happened. So you don't have to go crazy with queen h5. Of course not. Of course not. So you should take here, apparently. Then I don't know which way to recapture. And this DC10 is taking off, so you need to turn that off. Alright, next game. Next game. Well, it's not that boring. I mean, it's boring compared to how it was, but it's not boring compared to like an Exchange French or your favorite symmetrical English, Shaki. It's not really fair to call this boring. I mean, you've got quite a bit of imbalance. Boringer than what happened in the game, but yeah. Did I misplay it, or did I play it alright? Was d5 the best move? Here. Bishop e7. Yeah, I don't understand why I rejected bishop e7. It might have been a minor hallucination. I think I hallucinated that you could play knight e4 after bishop e7 for some reason. Knight a4 was a blunder. Missed this. Then you're like really in bad position. Alright, interesting. Interesting, we had 3 simul's by accident last night. 2 had to be aborted. So I ended up playing, if you look at my activity, let's see what it says. This should be funny. January 21st, played 70 classical games. There was this guy, this poor guy like Pedro HM Lima. He sent me a message like, I don't cheat. He thinks like because the simul got canceled, I thought he was cheating, and I like resigned against him. It was like, no, you just didn't come back for the new simul. We got followed by a WIM. We got some new followers. So the more simuls I don't play, the more followers we get. I should just start scam simuls that I don't actually play. Just resign all the games just to get followers. Sounds like something people would do. But the reason why I went here was I wanted to see if there was an interesting game while we're waiting for a challenge. Oh, Nedog, you played well, dude. I thought you played pretty well, and we could look at your game for a minute. The Nedog, is here, and speaking of the Sveshnikov, I looked at this yesterday, and I realized, okay, I'm not a serious E4 player. I only play E4 against specific opponents, usually really when I'm prepared. But I don't know what gets into me, I mean, I 2 weeks ago I had to move the same position on the board and played C3. Arsenal shows up. All the Sveshnikov experts. Bishop D3 is normal. I never play it. I never learned that line, so I don't play Bishop D3. I don't like how it looks, and I never liked Bishop D3. It is considered to be a main line. I don't think it's fashionable. Okay, I never liked Bishop D3, so usually I play C3, and I don't know what got into me, because I had that game, I had that game last week, dude, this weird shit. Did we talk about this, right? How that account, King Kong or whatever, played this against me, and this is some old line that Dorfman played against Hamducci in 2003. Here's a game with the Colombian, Morovic, versus Gamboa. Gamboa's from Colombia. Bacro has played it as recently as 2017 with Black. Wow, what? That game I actually overlooked. Ni Hua played it in 99. So Bacro actually won a game with it against the 2288. So people are doing this because no one knows to play Bishop b5. They should know it. Wow. Yeah, and it's not that clear. But anyway, this wasn't my point. I normally played C3. C3 is better, I guess. So the point is that my move against Nedog is kind of like lame. The ultimate point of all the shit that I'm talking about, I guess, is getting to the point where we reach the conclusion that e takes f5 is just inferior and lame, first of all. First conclusion, okay? Because I didn't want to face pawn takes e4 again. I decided I'll just cut that out by playing e takes f5. I mean, this is a known variation. So takes c3, bishop g7, and then knight c2, and now on castles, I follow up my lame variation with another lame. My name is Lame. This is my brother Lame. This is my other brother Lame. I mean, yeah, bishop e2, I've played this in the past. Let's see. 5 times. And it's just lame. I played it against Blobix twice. I mean, actually, the Sveshnikov dude, I don't know how to get an advantage. The Carlsen line is probably better. I mean, the Caruana knight d5. Which I tried a couple times recently. Are we going to get any more challenges here? This is my legacy to chess openings. It's beatable, of course, but the Gambit accepted line is perfect here if he finds knight f3. Chess Riddle. If you're a subscriber, and you are, submit that to me. Give me the game for Thursday. Can you send me that link? Chess Riddle, if you're listening, if you're out there, send me the game for the Thursday analysis stream. Just send it to me, send me the link in my messages on Lichess. Because I got Twitch on the other machine. And I'll analyze it on Thursday. Just send me a personal message here on Lichess. This is just lame, and I've got nothing now. Well, I've had this 3 times. Nedog actually played the same move as Blobix, who's a longtime Sveshnikov player. I played King H1 against Blobix. But I have nothing, you know, and the really amazing thing about this game, right, is now the computer didn't like your move Queen G5, which I thought was natural, but I'm trying to remember now what it was. Was it Rook B6? It wasn't. It couldn't have been Rook B6. There was something here. Oh my God! It's Rook B6. But there's this thing that was in the game too. I was very, you know, I've never seen that because I don't play the white side of the Sveshnikov that much. You know, Rook A7 and across is a very common maneuver, but Rook B6 and across, you know, I don't play enough white side of the Sveshnikov to really see this. I mean, Rook B6 seems weird because I have Knight D5. No, it's just a draw. Okay, yeah. So objectively, I don't know. I mean. Alright, Queen G5, King H1, D5, and you're fine. I played the best move, you took, I took, and then you played the best move here. D4, bro. Sacking a pawn, Rook takes A6, D takes C3, B takes C3, Rook F C8, Knight D5, and now the best move again. Because after Bishop takes D5, it turns out Nedog would have been like a tiny bit worse. Because his F7 is weak and his structure is inferior. He doesn't want to give up the two bishops. So he plays like a fucking genius here with the E4. And it's equal, but white has to be careful. And I criticized you during the game, during the simul, for saying like you're being fancy in an equal position, but I was wrong. You know, I actually, as usual, I misevaluated the position. Surprisingly, despite the lack of pawns, black has winning chances. And now after C4, we played an almost perfect game. King H8. Here I played F4, and this is where I've been talking a lot about this. You know, the irrationality. Just because you're not... I don't know, I just decided I was safe, so I started to be like aggressive with F4, but I mean, F4 is kind of sketchy. It turns out it wasn't really a mistake, but, you know, any move that weakens my king position is going to be a little bit on the risky side. So anyway, the shocking thing is this position which I showed yesterday. After e takes f3, I have to take with the rook. And okay, taking with the rook is logical. I don't know why I didn't take with the rook. It's very logical. I would have been fine. And I have this. But I'm like still floored by the fact that I'm like lost after rook takes c4. Worse I can accept, but like lost. I'm lost because these pieces are active. It's kind of wild, you know. Plus 2.7. Okay, lost is debatable. It's plus 2.8, dude. But it doesn't look like there's an obvious win, you know. I mean, I saw rook d4, or did I? Yeah, that's why I played rook a2. You know, it's my move. I mean, the thing is, like, I can't believe I'm like almost lost here or lost here. I get that your pieces are active, but I mean, there's only 2 pawns for both sides on the board, and my pieces are pretty good too. They have like a white square sort of coordination. It's very hard for me to accept that. I'm paralyzed. Rook a3 was best. The same idea I used in the game on a different square. Got it. Oh, I understand why now. Oh, okay. But still, I mean, can you guys... Why is rook d3 so bad? Rook a3. Negative 4.8. Oh my god. This is insane. Alright, thanks, Just Riddler. Alright. Anyway, I just thought that was a wild position, man. Did I close the window? No. I thought it was unbelievable that you're like basically winning in this position. And I'm not down any material. My pieces are relatively active. My king is fairly safe. And I'm just like lost. He has access to this attacking plan that he is thinking. He messed up. And then, you know, dude, even like you're resigning at the end, like I couldn't believe you resigned. I mean, I have like a minute left. Yeah. Yeah, I woke up 7 plus 5 classical. Yeah. That actually went undetected by everyone else. Bogichag. Bogichaga. You were the first one to realize my mistake. Or at least to mention it. Yeah. 7 plus 5 casual L. So, dude, I don't get it how you can resign here. You know, I have a minute left. If I take that rook either way, I, like, lose. I can't take on f5. I can't take anything. I can't take on e6. I can't take on d5. I can't take on f5. And then I've resigned in this position. After queen e7 check, rather. Okay, it's his move. He has to play king h8. But, you know, dude, you shouldn't resign. You know, I have to find the final sequence. How is it again? Oh yeah, okay, so the point is, and I didn't see this because I didn't have time. You have to play king h8. That much I knew, but what I didn't see was like bishop takes d5, bishop takes d5, queen d8 check, and I'm winning. Is it that simple though? Okay, I'm up nothing. No, I mean, you have bishop g8. Dude, I didn't see I was winning, because I have this. Check here, and then rook, d8, d7. I didn't have this worked out, you know. You should never resign there at that point in a complex position until I actually find the winning moves. This is pretty complicated. I could easily mess this up. You know, I might have even taken a draw by repetition. For example, queen f8 check, bishop g8, queen h6 check, bishop h7. You know, if I'm short of time, I might decide to take the draw here. I had 1 minute and I'm playing. Now here I am complaining about people playing for time and shit. But I'm just saying, on the other hand, from your perspective, I'm pissed at people a lot of times for not resigning and playing for time. But you used your time. You played a legit game. You got to a tense position, and then you, like, resigned. And you shouldn't have resigned because it's still complicated. I have to find the winning moves there. No one's going to challenge Bogichag, so if you want to play, like, feel free to challenge me. I'm going to be streaming for another hour. Yesterday was like, well, this weekend was really rough, so I had to get some sleep, and I started a little bit late today. Got Monday morning. What's that? Hello. Yeah. Well, I mean, now I'm analyzing this random game, but you could. It was hard and hot day at work in Australia. Hard and hot, hot, hot. Yes, it's summer there. I could use some summer. The Australian Open. We were watching the Australian Open at poker the other night. Whoa, what about NFL? Let's talk NFL. Nedog. The homies defeated the Buffalo Bills. Haha. As a former Patriots fan, I kind of hate the Buffalo Bills, so I'm glad they lost. But yeah, Wyatt Wright. I read about it. I have this friend from college who's like a Buffalo Bills fan, which always seems sick because he went to Boston University. But he's from like upstate New York. But I always hate it when he's like posting about the Buffalo Bills, especially since the Patriots just suck. So, yeah, sorry, dude. All right. I'm sure it was a good game. So San Francisco is favored to beat Detroit. All right, what are we doing, guys? Are we going to get any challenge? I'm just going to play some random people then. Screw it, you know. Create a game. There's no way you're ever going to find... Wow, Zen Chess Post, I won Co-State Champion of Nebraska. Nice. Co-State Champion for Zen Chess. Nice job. Arsenal, no one's challenging me. I need a haircut and breakfast. Nothing like a breakfast haircut. Breck cut. Well, I mean, Nebraska is a lot of country, you know. It's not a densely populated state. Not to take anything away from Zen Chess's achievement, which is monumental, but we have a lot of states like that in the U.S. that are not densely populated. And then you have other ones like New Jersey and Delaware that are like really tiny but filled with people, you know. It's like probably, you know, the population of Nebraska is comparable to a smaller state, like a smaller, more densely populated state. Just to prove Arsenal wrong. Alright, no. There's still a lot of people, but, you know, probably the same as like a smaller state. New Jersey probably has more people than Nebraska, but New Jersey's like the most densely populated state. So let's say Delaware or some shit. I don't know. No, Delaware is small. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. It's like Dorset, just they're pumping in less raw sewage. All right. Marcus 7-5. Are you gonna get some challenges? It's mainly farmland. Okay, I didn't realize that. Well, that's right. You lived in Poole. Yeah, Dorset is more like a county, right? Is there an actual town called Dorset in Dorset? I don't play Rated on stream. It would just encourage people to cheat. I don't need to encourage people to cheat. They're already encouraged enough, you know. Um, if I don't get any challenges, I'm gonna take like some casual random. That's a weird name, Yeovil. Pop goes the Weevil. At least he didn't say sir, right? I was very pleased with our game too. Rub it in a little. I'm very competitive about these things. I was pissed with move 11 for not giving me a draw in the better ending, but he apologized. He said he's like listening to Bach, and he's like, I was thinking about this. What do you think about this idea? This is kind of crazy, but it's very possible that listening to music could improve your performance. Would it be really outrageous to have FIDE like approve like an official music device or something that you could listen to, so you could listen to music while you played? I mean, or is that like import performance enhancing shit? I'm thinking like Move 11 probably plays better when he listens to classical music, but over the board he could never do that. So I was thinking, like, should you even put yourself, if you're trying to improve yourself competitively speaking, should you even like practice online playing with music if it improves your play? If you're not going to be able to do it when you play over the board, I'm wondering if you should even bother, because it can help you, but you're not going to be able to do it over the board. Okay, it's a Pandora's box. Like, if you approve like an official device for listening while you're playing over the board, first of all, like, most people won't have access to it. Second of all, it could be hacked or manipulated. So, but anyway, the bigger point is music probably can alter people's performance, and Move 11 was like, I really feel, like I enjoy playing when I'm listening to Bach and these really technical positions he likes or something like that, so he was just really into it. You've got to remember that I've got to remember that other people don't see the same things in chess that I do. And they're playing for different reasons. Would make people ignoring Joffers more awkward. You know what happened to me though? A guy accused me of touching a piece, and I like quietly said adjust, but he was listening to his headset. He was listening to his earphones. This was back in 2006, before like headsets were totally banned at the U.S. Open, and I just like touched one of the pieces on my starting position that could move, like a knight or a bishop, I don't remember. And I said, kind of under my breath, I said like Jadub, and he didn't see or hear me, and then tried to claim that I touched it. But he was like listening to headphones, and the arbiter wouldn't hear it. He was like, look, you got your headphones on. There's no way you could say if I said Jadub or not, I mean, so luckily, like, they couldn't try to call me on touch move. It was weird. Oh, that's great. Account created August 5th, 2021. Okay, that's not too creepy, bro. Oh, Nettie. Another player from China. The other player from China has 4 rapid games, 1600. Nettie, you're challenging me to rate it. That's sweet. We're gonna have to have a little talk about this. Well, at least he... Oh no, it's Bob. Bob, is that you again being weird? Very creepy. We finally got a challenge. It's like, should I start paying people to challenge me? Chinese Magnus. That's sus. Alright. So it's, you don't think it's Bob, you thought it's Bob too, but maybe it's not. But I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, as they say. Just keep your, maybe Nedog will get his first, like, target practice. The good news is the account wasn't created today, so that's good. Oh no. No, you can't play Bijak. Dude, nobody makes an account called William Pascal is Best because of a baseball player that was like minor leaguer. That's just weird. So don't try to pull that stuff. Alright. Get your band hammer out. Elos. Don't troll me on a Monday morning. Please. Nobody troll me on Monday morning. You haven't progressed. He's playing too. Yeah, he'll be a Grandmaster by tomorrow. He's on the Hans program. After watching me for 3 years, I got to 1900 Elite Chess. Watching me, you have like 400 games against me, dude. Like, yeah. Well, no, he learned a lot from me. After all these comments, I'm going to give him a take back. He played Bishop D3. He's like, I've watched Sledgy for 3 weeks, and now I learned to play Bishop D3 in the Sicilian. and hang a knight. I take no responsibility. Did you miss the simul? Yesterday. You missed 3. 2 of them are cancelled. And 1 of them was good. So is this one of those knight takes e4 situations that actually works? Because they're so rare, you know. Knight takes e4, knight takes c6, b takes c6, knight takes e4, bishop takes g5. They never work. I mean, it almost never works. Might as well just forget about it. It's almost like, why even bother calculating those knight takes e4 sacrifices? 99% of the time, it just leads to equality, or black is lost. It's like, why do I even bother? Then you have to sit there calculating for like 5 minutes this combination that ends up slightly worse for black or something. What he's doing here isn't correct, you know. What do you mean, still playable at master level? Yeah, master level is not the same as like super GM level, by the way. And I think it's a bad idea at super GM level. Why don't you be more specific, like between 23:35 and 24:11 or something like that? Well, I mean, I think the Scheveningen is playable. You know, you can play against the carries attack, but it's really not easy for black, you know. But if you want to develop your defensive skills, it's probably useful. But you're not gonna really enjoy it. Yeah, it's playable, but it's like just doing things the hard way. You're gonna score, you know, you're gonna score like 30% instead of 48%. It's not like it loses by force, you just rarely get great positions. It's basically like giving like a penalty kick to the other team. Then he's starting to play like a Nokia. Man, I've had the weirdest games with people like who are unrated and stuff. I'm paranoid of everyone cheating. I have these games where people play like they're 1100 for like 85% of the game, and then suddenly they're like 2400 in the other 15% of the game. And half the time it looks like they're actually like legit. Internet is just making chess players like, you know, learn chess really in a really weird way. I mean, most people are learning chess badly. This guy is still allowing knight takes e4. Knight e4, bishop e7, knight c3, bishop d8, knight takes d1. Knight's going to be hard to get out of there. It's probably trapped. Then again, who knows? Queen b6. Bishop e3, queen takes b2, knight a4, and my queen is trapped. Oh, he's obviously just lucky. I mean, this isn't about calculation. You just don't calculate anything. Why would anyone play the Skaveningen for black? You know, I only chose that because it was like popular at the time in the late 80s. Because some matches, but Kasparov rarely, you know, necessarily even use that move order. No, I think killing the bishop on a2. It's 11 Fahrenheit. What? 11 Fahrenheit. This is the second ambulance this morning. We don't have people like taking my chess title my stream title seriously. That's what you're inferring. Gonna analyze my stream title? It's a joke. I love it when people can't just accept things are jokes. Yes, that's the conclusion. Chess makes one crazy. Exactly. Totally novel idea. We've never heard of Bobby Fischer around here. So, alright. The epitome of crazy. Loony, nuts, whatever. I mean, this guy just like doesn't calculate at all. It's insane. I'm not going to give him any more takebacks. He had one already. Yeah, because I moved. And there's no ambulance, no hospital here. So it's rare that I get ambulances now. But I have to remove. When you move again, is it removing? Because the other noises turn out to be even worse in my new place. One of many reasons why I have to bail and move again. Although I don't know when that's going to be. Nothing is sure. I think Nettie needs a long hard look at his tactics. It's okay, I'm cold, I can't calculate. Cold as in not warmed up? Or cold as in like you live in the Baltics and it's cold as a monkey's uncle? The heated blanket. Oh, those are, yeah. I love those. The electric blankets. They're good for like burning down the house and stuff. Those were popular in the 70s and 80s especially. I'm sure they have safer ones now, but they used to be a great way to like start a house fire. Smoking cigarettes in the electric blanket before you get to bed. Like, alright, that's really funny, Saji. I never was one to smoke in bed, though. My friends girlfriends who did that. Even my mom didn't do that. She was a hardcore smoker. Yeah, dude, okay, he's speaking English as a second language. Give him a break. Alright. Why do we get so many children's here? They have, like, perfect level of maturity for you, Nedog. It's a joke. You're from India. Let me guess. I know. I know everything. It's a very deep joke, and never heard it before. How, sir? Are you a meme of yourself? Are you memeing yourself again? You are to refer to me as sire from this point onward. It was a joke, sire. Damn, dude, you're really 1700. Nettie reminds me of the people I play in unrated games. You're like, how could the same player have played? Are you suffering from any mental illnesses, by any chance? We should have like a diagnostic checklist for my opponents. Have you taken any sort of performance-enhancing drugs? Lately? Have you had any exposure to mushrooms? Or cannabis? Arsenal fan. Sire, as in, my throne is on order. If you don't want people to make fun of you, you have to resign when you're like down a queen. Or you're just asking for it. Otherwise. At some point you have to just respect the opponent and resign. That's part of etiquette, you know. But learning when that point is isn't easy for beginners to figure out. I had the same position yesterday. A guy played bishop takes f3 against me here. How do you know where I'm from? Because everybody from India says sir. And like, dude, seriously, like chess, the popularity of chess in India right now is like massive. Plus you have the biggest population of people in the world. So I'm good at putting the likelihood pretty high that you're from India. Plus the time zone, I mean, is very common now. If it was an evening stream, I'd be less likely to say you're from India. Yeah, but China, we rarely get players on here. Because they're not allowed to like access the internet and stuff, you know. I was talking about VPNs yesterday. If China had open internet access like India, yeah, there'd be a lot of people from China on my stream. But the bottom line is that probably only a certain amount of population has free access to the internet in China, compared to India. Though even like India has restricted VPNs quite a bit. Democracy's going downhill in general. Alright, now I think it's time, it's time at some point to play 95. Question is always judging like when I should play it in these types of lines. Wojo. I probably already missed the window. Like I should have played it last move. Well, no, it seems more effective with c4. But actually, yeah, I probably should have played it right away. We always honor the one who has more knowledge or elder. Well, that's good, My problem with it is that I think oftentimes that's a good and like admirable thing. The problem is when it becomes like fake, The reason I don't like sir is because most oftentimes it becomes said out of like, it's like routine, If it's too routine, it doesn't really show respect. And that's the issue that I have with it, It's kind of surface. So I reserve sir for people, who are really like, if I meet like, the Dalai Lama tomorrow or something, I'll call him sir. I mean, I don't know, for example. But I get it, totally. It's a cultural thing. Yeah. I totally get it. I think sometimes like people, for me, it's just like too routine, it becomes informal, almost. It's like fake. You just say it because you have to, not because you really mean it, It's like when you use bad words, okay? If I use bad words all the time, they lose their effectiveness, So I don't want to say, F this, F that, F this every 2 words because it loses its power. And I think when you say stuff to people like, when you call people sir automatically, I feel like it loses its, its meaning. That's why I joke about it, but it's a totally cultural phenomenon. I joke around a lot. I prefer people don't be too formal and not be too casual. And both bother me. It bothers me when people like sarcastically call me boss. That's also bad. I really hate when people are like fake and surface and they're not genuine. I was telling the story how before I would, I get the sir when it's like mechanical and you work in a store and you have to be like talking to the customer. You know what I mean? But I don't want to feel like I'm a customer in a store. That's sort of the Western. The other thing is it makes one feel old oftentimes. Mr. Sir. You gotta be careful with upper middle-aged people like me. We don't want to feel old. Mr. Sir. I'm very sensitive about feeling old. So sir can be both insensitive or like insensitive. No, it can be insincere and also make one feel old. But anyways, this is a really important debate we're having. I love talking about random shit. That's why I prefer the less formal sire, because it's kind of funny. My father calls his boss sir. Well, it's tradition. Tradition, you gotta respect tradition. Tradition is tradition. And his boss called his boss sir, and his boss called his boss sir, and his boss called his boss sir, and his boss called his boss sir. So, I mean, you gotta respect the tradition. But I'm not anybody's boss. I'm your owner. Yeah. Sometimes in Hungary they'll call you master, which is like even weirder, right? Master. Because you're like a master chess player. Call one master. Okay, what do I do here? I'm losing concentration. Call me master. Master of puppets. What are you doing? Trapping my bishop. I'm seriously doing like the time I hung my queen against Alex Cherniak, or hung my knight. I'm gonna hang my queen with e3. I'm thinking about e3. It's like, Jesus. Got distracted. What are you doing? Oh, I never heard that before, Nedog. That's funny. Muppet Pastor. Pastor is... Nedog. Looking for approval. He took instantaneously on d5. Looking for the master's approval. A little bit of Josh in you. Your Josh is showing, dude. Are you sure you're not Josh? Josh is like... Josh is like, once I beat Bill in 1992 in a Marshall Gambit. I have this friend, I still have this friend from high school who claims to have beaten me. Falsely, I believe. I mean, I was like 2100 strength, and the guy is not even a rated player. And I can't remember now, but I mean, I really seriously don't think he really beat me in a game. When I graduated by the senior year in high school, I was already getting close to master strength. I don't think like unrated players are like beating me. But he still like tells people he beat me and stuff. I think he made it up or something. Jesus, what's up with this game? How is Arsenal fan so fucking fast, dude? He doesn't even have to think. That's what it is. We're saving time by not thinking. I should make a blog about that. You know, that's a good facetious blog. Save time by not thinking. By Noel Studer. Which one of the Grandmasters is more likely, the Blogmasters, is more likely to make such a stupid blog? Save time, don't think. Actually, he's probably not as bad. He seems a little more thoughtful than the other guys, like the Max Illingworth Chess Academy and Chess Mod. Poor Noel Studer. I really hate these blog guys. It's so gross. They just want views and they're like clickbait grandmasters. They just became grandmasters so they could create clickbait. That was their primary motivation in becoming a chess grandmaster. It's kind of sad. You know, that's the reason you became a chess grandmaster? To dominate the world chess economy or what, dude? Like, it's so artificial and strange. Speaking of artificial, I mean, I learned chess because I have passion for it and I love it. You know, I'm not going to make like clickbait blogs about nothing. How's Arsenal using so little time and outplaying me so bad? How are you so fucking fast, dude? I don't understand. Seriously, what's your blitz rating? I'm like 2,500 in blitz. He's 2,130 in blitz. How am I 2,500 blitz and you're 2,130? You could just like blow me away on the clock, you know? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, Arsenal's pretty sus. I think he's taking speed or something. He must have like 6 energy drinks and an 8 ball before playing me. I don't know, man. I just am not even awake yet. Actually, Schumacher was challenging me earlier, or asking to challenge me. He's just as bad. Maybe have no money. Maybe they were born in Switzerland and they're rich already. And they need more money. The more money you have, the more you need to support your lifestyle. I love it when like rich guys. It's the rich grandmasters that are the worst. About like wanting more money. Arsenal is just like fully. He's fully like spazzing for time. Perception. It's not that he's like trying to flag me. He's afraid to get in time pressure. He gets excited. He can't control his emotions. He's like a dog that, you know, is waiting to see his master. He's excited. Speaking of masters, you've only got a like 10-to-1 time advantage, bro. You definitely need to like play faster. Is it not enough, a 10-to-1 time advantage? Keep those moves like flowing. I don't know, maybe Arsenal doesn't play increment. That's the only thing I can think. You know, if you just don't normally play with increment, then you're like, oh my god, I only have 2 minutes left, and you're playing like it's 2-0. Then I could understand his pace of play. But if not, you know, it's just out of control fast. The bottom line is like increment and non-increment are completely different animals, and there's no reason to play this fast in an increment situation. By definition, he's making a mistake doing that here. He's got me down to 15 seconds. It's like he's treating the clock like it's a weapon, which you don't do in increment. You can do in non-increment. The clock is not a weapon in increment games, bro. Don't try to use the clock as a weapon. You're only gonna like hang yourself a lot of the time. He's like messing up his position, and he has a minute and 45 left. Fortunately, he's not listening to the stream while I'm talking about this stuff. Check my clock as a weapon blog. Do you really have a clock as a weapon blog? I'm very naive. I would believe anything. But that's a good idea. It's so hard to get context. online. You can never tell. You can't look at someone's expression to see if they're joking or not, you know? Like, I don't know if you're serious or not. The odds of you having a clock for Weapon Blog are rather small. But I'll admit, like, it's theoretically possible. I mean, it's actually not such a stupid blog topic. Blogovich. The thing that irritates me about the blogs on Lichess is that the site is supposed to be like, you know, non-commercial. So you're sort of defeating the purpose of Lichess by creating blogs designed to make like profit for yourself or whatever. But that's cool. Yeah, Arsenal totally spazzed out. I don't like his chances against Maxim Novik in the World Senior in the last round. Reminds me of the game I lost, actually. What does this move do exactly? I'm only one pawn up here. It's a little too close for comfort. I like to be 2 pawns up, to be on the safe side. What Arsenal fan lacks in skill, he makes up for in testosterone. Definitely. Much like his friend Nedog. Just dominating on the clock the whole game. It's almost like Arsenal is like an alien who misunderstood the game, and he thinks like the main point of the game is to have a lead on the clock. Secondary is like play on the board. It's really apparent, you know. Why is that more important than the board? All right, let's see. Take. King there. This has to be a winning king and pawn endgame. Has to? Should be. King e3. Can you imagine if he actually applied his energy to trying to play the best moves instead of just trying to win on time? How much better he could play? I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like totally waste of energy. Everything he's trying to do is like time, you know. And now he has a lost king and pawn game. It's he's quick, man. I mean, I would think he would do pretty well in 3-0 or 5-0. Hawaii 5-0. No risk, no reward. King takes, king's he's losing everything. My stomach's making crazy noises. biosphere. The biosphere down here. All right. Good game, but crazy clock management by Arsenal fan. I'm cutting it too close. You know, by the way, the opposite. I use too much time. Probably. Feels like he's been lost for a long time. You know, he took a perfectly good position and rushed it. Well, also, my only criticism is your time management. You know, is terrible. So your position is equal, although it's a little hard to play for me. And I think credit to you for equalizing in this line, which is a bit not easy to play. But you kind of lost the thread there. And then you lost control of e4. And I think this is where it goes over the cliff. You know, once white gains control of e4, I just completely am better. But the opening was weird. I'm supposed to play 95 right away. I don't know why I have such a problem with this, you know. So I have literally 29 games with this position. This is 30th. And I've played 3 different moves. Look at my score with this variation. Is that sick or what? Seriously, dude. I think it just added a game. Oh my god, it just went in there. I never saw a live game get added. I'm up to 30 because your game just got added live. I literally have 97%. Like, what is there? One draw? There's one draw. I have 29 wins and a draw from this position. It must be good for black. Who's the draw against? Out of curiosity. Can we see? Probably someone random. Gatsby 3, a 1946. That was back in 2018. Well, no, Arsenal fan, because I misplayed, first of all. 95 is the best move, and I forgot. I thought we talked about this. Well, I think your move order is odd. You know, normally, if you're going to play the Chigorin, you're playing like d5, g3, knight c6, right? And then on d4, you don't have to do knight f6 necessarily. You know, this is more usual to see like bishop g4. But okay. I should play 95 here. Yeah, it was an interesting game. I mean, you got a decent position. So this has happened in only 3 of my games. Yeah, but these players aren't masters. Except for Arsenal fan. Yeah, here I played bishop f4. Rook e1, I would totally not think of that. Bishop f4 is okay. And here you played rook b8, which I thought was interesting and original. An original move. And now I just went into the tank. I used like, how much time did I use on this move? 2 minutes of my 4 minutes. And I found the best move. But you know what, dude? You like instantly responded. I mean, did you think about knight takes? No, you had to take. No, I actually forgot you had to recapture here. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're hanging on. You're not lost or anything. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't play knight takes c6. No, it's a valid way to play, and almost as much fun as a Scheveningen. So I got a challenge from Peter Lee Smith. Chinese Magnus and Peter Lee Smith. So now I have 2 Chinese players challenging me. You have a Chinese following. We're big in China. I sound like Donald Trump. Alright. God, speaking of Donald Trump, something Arsenal will appreciate. Boris Johnson got on the Daily Mail, dude, and started like saying how Donald Trump would be good for the world. Yeah, good for his chances of coming back into British politics. I wonder if Boris Johnson's got to be there, like, if Donald Trump can come back, I can come back too. You know? But I don't know, man. Boris is really, really sick, dude. I don't think he has the same... But he does have a lot of durability too, but not a Trumpian durability. No, Arsenal fan, your time management was perfect. I would never, ever criticize you. You're playing increment like it's sudden death. That's the problem with your time management. They're completely different animals. You let the whole position like slide because you weren't using your time. I don't want to hurt your feelings, you know, and like I know how sensitive you are, but I really, you know, you've got to make a differentiation between increment and non-increment, especially with 5-second increment. And if you want to, you can even make a further differentiation between short little increment and big increment. You know, 1 second, 2 second is very different from 5. But I have 5, you know. 5 is like, the point is you can't just play for time, you know. You can't, so my point is like you can't use the pressure from the clock. So clock management with increment is not really a thing. Well, I think it is. Why are these Chinese guys like not here? There is still clock management, but I think you need to be approaching it a little differently. It's not as critical. You know, pressure, you're putting pressure on the opponent by playing quickly isn't as effective as it is in, you know, against some people they'll just melt down, you know, but I like live and die by this like kamikaze living on my increment stuff. You know, it's caused me, I'm at the point where I'm doing it in tournament games. I'm pretty good at playing with the increment. I've become heavily, you know, increment oriented. And honestly, prior to playing on Lichess, circa like 7 years ago, I didn't play increment blitz, you know. So this is something new for me. But I think it's important now that all over the board tournaments have increment time control, even blitz tournaments. It's really important to master it. I use too much time. You know, I'm the opposite of you. I take it to an extreme where I'm using too much of my time, and then getting almost like I'm addicted to getting into time pressure. So I really have to stop that. I'm using the increment as like a crutch. Literally the opposite of you. And it's caused me to lose games already, unsurprisingly. If you want to maximize your rating, you should probably play non-increment. If you want to get better at chess and improve in performance over the board, I would say play increment. I don't like this line of the Panov for black, although it is playable. My 8th grade science teacher used to like Electric Light Orchestra, a little before my time. Arpad Elo. No, I mean, I think it's important. This never used to be an issue. There was no increment before like 2004. I played the first time delay my first time delay tournament in 2004. And I managed the clock badly. You think I'm the lowest ELO here. ELO is greatly overrated in today's chess world. Or the importance of said ELO. Give me liberty. Alright, so how do you guys want to play this? We could do bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, f4, go with 2 bishops versus 2 knights. Probably objectively not my preferred option. Probably objectively. That's excellent English. Do you even English? Rookie 1. Rookie 1, knight e4, bishop e7, queen e7, knight e4, pawn e4, rook c6, rook takes e4. I don't know. If I play rookie 1, I'm not going to play f4, probably. Harry Nelson Pillsbury's favorite plan and said structures. This is not really a standard Pillsbury structure because I pushed c5. How much, you know, should I just play everything? F4, C5, it's a bit much, right? You're going to play C5. Okay, then we should focus a little bit on the queen side. I think I don't think black should play this line, ever. You know, it's like maybe the worst way to play the Panov with black. Having said that, it's playable, and but this variation has a bad rep. After c5, black has to find a moment to play like somehow knight e4. I think right about now. Now he has to play knight e4. In fact, there was a game some Indian 2200 had in this tournament I was watching. I think he wasn't in my tournament, he was in another tournament that was taking place simultaneously. And the guy was able to like play this successfully, knight e4, and hold a draw with black. That's probably your best shot in that position. Now b6. b6 is a normal idea in these kind of structures. But I have takes. I have a tactic here with queen a4. Takes or not takes? That is the question. Takes queen a4 doesn't really do anything, does it? Do I really want to take that bishop? There's no rush, actually. Very interesting is b4. It has nuclear capabilities. I mean, radioactive control of e4. It's a bad bishop. That could potentially become powerful. Very interesting. The older I get, the more philosophical I get about about the game. This is what I'm talking about. Now he has a protected pass pawn, by the way. So situation is pretty sharp here. A b4. Bishop a8. That's like investing in Bitcoin. I should probably take the thing, you know. This guy's 2100. 1,000 in bullet. 2,000. 1,000 games. 2,000 rating. 2,100. The ratings look good. They're consistent. He's B4s. He blundered tactically. Before or after? I think he should have seriously played bishop A8. I shouldn't have given him that opportunity. Objectively, this looks ugly, but there's a chance that it could open up. So I think you go for it. I shouldn't have even given him that chance. I should have taken the bishop and played with the queenside majority. He should have played 94 earlier and played for exchanges. But we lost Schumacher. He plays... Hi, I made my move. Oh shit, Chinese Magnus is back. He made his move, but it's too late. He was like away. Now, fortunately, is my game still going against Chinese Magnus? He has Queen G5. There's nothing special I can do here. I gotta go soon. Alright, one more game. Well, I'm winning on the queen side. That's the important thing. There's no way that black should survive against that. That's over. You worked on tactics too much recently. Makes me seek out combinations. I felt it against you in that game yesterday. Dude, you were like relentlessly aggressive. I think it's affecting your testosterone levels. There's this really, really aggro woman who plays poker with me. And I'm seriously wondering, you know. Maybe her... Do women have testosterone? Alright. Her aggression levels are like off the scale for a woman. She's like way more aggressive than most men. To the point where it's like, I would say, a personality disorder. It's probably not about hormones as much as like legit mental illness or something. I mean, technically, a mental illness, like personality disorders are mental illnesses, you know, narcissistic personality disorder. Oh shit, I just hung F2. Oh my god. Wow. Game over, bro. He has, tricked me. I got distracted. Not the worst blunder I made this year. Well, no, actually, it might be the worst blunder I've made this year. No. I have a problem with F2. There was, I allowed knight F2 winning my queen, trapping my queen on D1 the other day. That was a hard one to see. So hopefully, yes. This is so massive, guys. Queen takes e1, double question mark. He's sort of spazzed here. You know, it looks like queen takes e3 doesn't work. So maybe actually he doesn't have a choice. Yeah, he didn't spaz. Okay, he doesn't have a better move. But that's really lucky for me, because objectively, I'm not sure that I'm lost here now. Those two pawns on the queen side are so good that I still might not be lost. Even though he's up the exchange. I'm just lucky that my queen is even protected by my knight on e3. You know. I was afraid he might have something better than queen e1 because I saw queen e1. I think it's unclear, but white has very good chances to draw. Or let's say white has chances to draw. Despite the fact that I'm down the exchange now. I got excited conversating and forgot about f2. I never saw he attacked f2. You know, I was like just turned off mentally. Queen g4. I thought I'm exchanging queens here. It's a completely winning position for white. But, okay, now it's interesting. So f6. Technically, I may be lost. Shocking, I know. And the other problem is that he has, you know, he also has a two pawn majority on the king side. So if his pawns start moving, I mean, I got to be careful too. At least it was instructive. Even if I blundered, we get an interesting ending where black has to have good technique. I mean, I'm lucky I didn't just lose in one move, really. This should be game over, missing a move like that. Does he have another move, though? He has a fork here. So I was scared he might have something better. He could have played, like, for example, f5. But that probably doesn't necessarily do anything. a5. Logical. Well, I think it's what a lot of people would play, and there's not a lot of other moves are obvious, you know. Utterly. I was utterly shocked. All hands on deck. We might have to bail on the queen side to go for some kind of active knight. h5 is an interesting move. How's my counterplay doing? Wait a second. Oh, it looks like I'm just lost. You know, another player who's, and this is very common here on this online site, his play is really inconsistent, you know. Some respects very strong, in some respects very weak. That was never really a thing until the internet. And this is an aggressive move. Wow. All right. How's my pawn fork doing? That gives his king a square. But I don't know if it's the right move or not. My pawns are still on board. Red alert. I'm going to try to play that game that I'm still playing, technically. What's he doing with rook c8? He's like preparing to sack his rook? That seems odd. He may be preparing to panic. But, you know, you can always like try to play for a draw if you get low on time. Sack your rook. I'm not going to exchange rooks here. Looks like he's prepared to panic. Are you prepared to rock? Oh, my king's too good. Getting good. Black can lose this. He should have activated his rook. He never activated his rook. We're probably winning now. Oh, I don't want to lose that pawn though. That ain't no joke. Oh, I have this. Now he takes f5. Do I get pinned? I don't know. I don't know. c6. Rook d4. What do I play? King takes? Uh-oh. He resigned. Because I have the fork on e7. I can't play a rematch. I gotta go, but that other guy was like, oh, you're still playing me. Alright, thank you for more time. Sorry for that, but I didn't know this guy was here. I've been playing around with this weird move, bishop e2, just to get some new positions. Yeah, I think he was winning, but he needs good technique there. Then he takes e5 as a move, and it can transpose to the Eric Rosen gambit after knight takes e5. I've played a bunch of games with this already. Like a reverse Stafford gambit. No, transposes to Stafford gambit. I don't know how this is. This is okay for black, probably. This is like a reverse two knights or whatever. Though maybe he should play bishop d6 there. So then after pawn takes, my bishop's supposed to be on like d3 in those type of variations, not e2. But this is interesting as well. I guess I have to play queen d4. Is there anything wrong with the queen d4? Well, he has d5 dropping a piece, taking on c3. Now, which way do I take? There's wild lines here. I mean, queen takes b4, knight takes e2, queen g4. Threatening queen takes g7. And if knight d4, bishop g5. Is this for real? If I take on c3, I mean, black has bishop e7 and it doesn't look that bad. But what happens if I take here? His knight is trapped. Get in the trap. And I'm pieced down temporarily, but he also can't castle right away. So if I play queen g4 and he castles, I play bishop h6. He's facing mate in 1. So he has to play like g6, and then I take his rook. This is really bizarre. I guess he just plays g6. He insta-took. Oh, he's up a piece here. Oh my god. Wow, I guess that wasn't very smart of me. I'm lost again. This guy's 1600? No. Oh no. You tricked me. I thought you were 1600. I know, Zenchess. Congratulations. I saw your blog post. Congratulations. I didn't know he was 2200. I thought he was 1600. You tricked me, bro. That's not fair. He's 2200 in bullet and 2200 in blitz. I just saw the 1600 because that's his like rapid rating. Yeah, congratulations to Zenchess. Can anyone write blogs? I don't know, man, what Arsenal is trying to make some kind of statement, I guess. Don't worry about it. Just, it's more frustration than it's worth to try to understand what he's implying. The shadow conspiracy, the shadow woke. The Wokerati. They enact shadow bans. Boris Johnson also has a shadow ban on Lichess. He's saying just not everyone has blog post access. Well, I mean, if you're shadow banned for like bad behavior or something, dude, I guess that would be. If your communication has been like blocked off, like your chat, if you're chat banned, I think you should be blog banned as well. Probably that would make sense. I don't know. But, you know, this is not the place to discuss your grievances with Lichess, I guess. I do it all the time. Telling cheats to die in a hole. Well, I just dropped a piece, man. again, I tried to play an interesting game, and after knight takes c1, queen takes g7, here, I lost a piece. Oh, God forbid I try to play something interesting. Alright, so what do I got? Another lost position to show for it. My opponent is playing the the England Gambit. So what can I do? Nothing, just like lose. You lost, congratulations. Chinese Magus tricked me. I legit thought he was 1600. It turns out he's like a master or something. Well, I have 2 pawns for the piece, so I'm really optimistic now. Yeah, it's lost for white. Chinese Magus, has he won every single game he played? Let's see. No, good. He looks to be legit. But yeah, again, I didn't know I was playing a 2200. This was kind of a weird situation. I mean, I started the game, then he's like, "Oh, I'm still in the game. Sorry. It's time to go." My concentration has lagged, or gone lax. Laxatives. Completely lost. This looks too enjoyable for black. Not worth suffering here. Yeah, I mean, I thought I was playing 1600, so I tried to be creative, and I played queen takes b4. But it drops a piece. That's what you get for trying to be creative. Yeah, he's like a machine, literally. Alright. Great game, dude. So, very strange continuation. This move, I was like, what are you doing? You know, I really thought he was 1600. When he plays bishop b4, I mean, the obvious move is bishop d6. So he like insta-played bishop b4. I'm thinking, okay, he's really 1600. And so queen d3 is better than queen d4. If I had known I couldn't take on b4, you know, I would have played queen d3, but I'm not a computer. So I'm supposed to play queen d3 instead of queen d4. But I didn't see this move. He's like instantly... I expected bishop takes, and I'm just better while winning, you know. Knight takes c3. Wow. So apparently... Yeah, okay, even here, I mean, it's a mistake, but I can still take back. You know, I don't have to sack a piece. Even this is playable. But I thought, oh, alright, I'm a genius. I'm just lost, dude. How fast did he play this move, by the way? Like, in no seconds. I don't know, man. A little weird, but alright. Yeah. My concentration wasn't really there for that one. Sorry about that. I gotta go, guys. You had taking on b4, I think, because of bishop e3. Right, I saw the idea of bishop e3 as well. Why can't I play bishop e3? Yeah, it works. Yeah, it might be better than king e2. Yeah, I saw it too, you know. But I realized that this is nothing special, and the whole point was, play something interesting. So I thought he was 1600. I didn't even see I was like losing a piece here. Yeah, that's true as well. But if he's a good player, it's kind of weird that he would play bishop b4. This is bizarre. I just don't understand why black wouldn't play bishop d6 here, if he's as strong as he seems he is. It's really weird. 1600 would probably do something stupid like this. But bishop b4 was surprising. Yeah, okay. So we have any games in Lichess database here? A lot. You see, like most people played queen d4. It actually has the best score. And this has probably happened like a million times. Knight takes c3. Yeah, see, the 103 people played queen takes b4. So that's what you get for trying to be creative. 3 people played knight d5. Black only has one other move, so that's not hard to find. And 2 other people are as dumb as me with queen g4. But interesting, only one found bishop e3. A 2276, and they lost anyway. Yeah. But it's nice to know that another player over 2200 also had the same stupid idea to play queen g4. Yeah, that's what I get for trying to be creative. Zen Chess. Gotta go, bro. It's too late. I gotta go. Yeah, I'll get back to you on the blog thing. Bishop e2 is rubbish? What you talking about, Mr. Coffee? Why are you calling bishop e2 rubbish? Nothing rubbish about it. It's perfectly fine. What do you mean it's rubbish? It's rubbish because I hung a piece? There's nothing wrong with it. I had a good position. Actually, the guy messed up. The bishop e4 is probably inaccurate. But the other thing is I don't have to do knight takes e5. This is purely optional. Mainly people do like the Stafford Gambit against me. What is this? A Stafford Gambit transposition? Yeah. It's a bad Stafford Gambit. Or this is a direct Stafford Gambit transposition. Stafford Gambit is so good, black is like negative 2.7 or something. Great opening recommendation there. Rubbish. You just wanted to say rubbish. You hurt my feelings. Wow, black played a perfect game. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.